Alright guys, I think we're going.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think we're on the
going.
air.
Where are we going?
I see a shadow
Let me fix the
skulking in the background.
fix the jus.
Where we're going. We are very much going. Hello, streamers!
We are live.
With dearest friend of the show,
Our 3DSs.
a plastic Yoshi figurine.
Yes.
Hi, Greg.
Hey, everyone.
Hey!
It's Greg. We are using the Wii U calling feature.
Make us the first people to use it in years.
I wonder if we can we switch the... Hey, that's probably better.
Yeah.
James, you're out of frame.
I'm aware.
Hi, everyone.
This is...
Hi James.
You might want to turn it slightly.
Like towards you?
Yeah.
Hi.
There you go.
Okay.
I'm crushing your head.
Get good.
Great.
Get good.
Where's Guillaume? Where's
Okay.
So, hi. We're the first people to use Wii U video chat since the day the system launched.
Uh-huh.
And we're talking to Greg. He's, I've always said Greg had a lot in common with Chucky. And he's now embodied this Yoshi doll. Hi, Greg.
Hello.
So we're having our first video podcast with Greg. And,
Yeah.
And we're using a Wii U to do it, which is really stupid.
No, the plan was to use a Wii to do it, which is even more stupid.
yeah, we're originally gonna do this on the We Speak channel, which is really funny. We've used it before, and it's hilarious, but unfortunately it's been shut down with Nintendo Wi-Fi connections. It's the only thing I miss about it, really. So anyway, hi. Everything's reversed. Sorry,
Yeah.
we're looking at a mirror image of ourselves. But we've been having so much fun streaming, and we played a lot of good games, but mostly bad games, I would say.
I would say we
mostly.
played classics.
Some of them pretty interesting.
BMX
Odama
football.
is tough, but interesting.
Yeah.
Greg, what are your thoughts on the world of BMX Triple X?
I only glimpsed that. It was quite bemused without any kind of context, I must say.
I feel like the joke wasn't really worth the purchase of the game.
Yeah, it
But
was.
then again, I didn't pay for it.
It
so
absolutely was worth it.
You don't have to keep it either. I have to keep it.
I can't.
So I think I'm the one that really has. I walk away from this.
This
the
is
loser.
your albatross.
Yep.
Yeah, that game will live in your house forever, John.
Yeah.
John, rest assured, it only spoke to me about every 3 or 4 weeks.
It's like the mask. If you throw it out the window, it'll just fly back in and hit you in the back of the head.
That's an accurate statement.
So, John, your knee's huge, by the way. You might want to kick it out.
Great.
Huge.
So, Greg, how's it been going, man?
Oh, same old, same old. We've got a week to go till Smash Brothers. It's all very exciting.
It
Oh,
is.
yeah.
I hope we can play it this time.
Yeah, we tried last time.
There was definitely an effort made.
There
Yes.
were a few attempts on Brawl, and not such great results. The 3DS game, I've been hearing it's kind of like sometimes it works great, sometimes it doesn't. So hopefully,
Such is life.
yeah, really. So guys, tomorrow morning we're going in the studio.
Oh, is it in the morning?
Well, ish, yeah, 11
Okay.
a.m.
And how long are we there for?
Well, we've got at least 3 hours.
Jesus.
Could have longer.
What are we going to do?
We should talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should come up with some kind of plan.
Yeah.
Greg, what do you think we should do?
Oh, well, all naval gazing, just absolute discussion of games and so on.
You're cutting
John's
in and
telling you.
out for some reason.
James is cackling on all those idiots. Just talk about all that stuff.
Yeah. So, for some reason he's cutting in and out is that we are using the Wii U.
Yeah, no, I can hear myself cutting out at the other end. It's quite surreal.
So you're not like on a rocking chair or anything. It's just it's the connection.
No, that's quite right.
Okay.
That is a feature of the Wii U chat.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
Hey, but this works, kind of.
Yeah.
I think the only other time I ever used it was with Billy, and that was the day that it launched.
It's impressive technology. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean, it's FaceTime.
Uh-huh. But with a gamepad untethered to anything.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no, it is cool. So, yeah, and we're live streaming this out. Are there any questions or comments from the chat, James?
Well, we didn't tell them we could ask questions. Although, there is a request to start the Lords of Thundercast.
We played that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Why are you...
Music.
Oh, that's right. We can draw things, right? Oh no. Yes, hell. It's just
Hell.
It just
Welcome
says,
to hell.
it just says hell.
Hell is other people.
Whoa.
What I meant to write was...
Don't worry about it. I think it's fine.
Help.
Help.
Yes.
Come on.
Greg, help. We're doing episode 400 and we don't know what to do.
It's fine. I need you on the next fight, please. Because we're in trouble.
I feel like I'm in jail.
Great.
Yeah, it's really... It's hard to Yeah, okay. It's hard to position yourself in
I've got a good topic. You can talk about the ways that smartphones are eating away at Nintendo's
Fuck you! That's the end of this call. Alright, we're done.
We could also talk about our favorite iPhone games.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. John, what are your thoughts on MMOs? What are your...
Or Destiny, maybe.
Oh, fuck me.
Destiny's fine. So, well, for one thing, we're going to be talking about some of the games we've been playing.
Right.
And we've got 3 mini retroactive games to go through. And I don't know how long we'll spend on those, but, we'll definitely talk about our time playing them. And I guess we could talk about some of these kusoge that James brought here.
Gifted to society.
Yeah.
You're a sick man.
This was not my idea. It was foisted upon me.
Yep. I know, you were just carrying out the orders, right?
You were the inspiration.
It's always the one above you.
It was not your idea, but it was inspired by you. So ultimately, you're still responsible.
Mm-hmm.
Your character is the reason why we've been doing this.
Yep.
I would say that I am fine with it. So I'm going to put some glasses back on if you'd be such...
Greg, how are your Bills doing?
Sunglasses are back.
They're 2-1.
2-1?
They are.
Oh, that's like...
It's pretty good.
What do you like, the new Ferris Bueller now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
I could go on, but I won't.
Oh, I know. I'm fine with it. I mean, John and I here both just want to drink every time football starts up, so...
Mm-hmm.
No, the Falcons are doing alright.
They're doing alright. They're doing alright, but just wait, buddy. You just wait.
Quarter.
I just have a feeling. Yeah, I mean... I'm not at the very least a Tampa Bay fan, but nobody is, so that's probably fine.
So, Greg, we haven't had you on the show to talk about video games since E3, and I just wonder how do you feel going into the holiday season about Nintendo's lineup and their prospects? Is this the holiday season that Wii U sort of becomes legit?
Well, it depends on what you mean in terms of legit, but it really depends on Smash Brothers. How big a kind of dent that makes.
It's been
I think, the one thing that hasn't been answered yet is about how, the 3DS version, how is that going to sort of limit its capacity to move units on Wii U? There's been very little talk about how they complement each other at all, so maybe at the moment people are just kind of picking which one they want. And if you don't already own a Wii U, that kind of might lead you to pick the 3DS one. So, there's a lot more. Of course, it's kind of been quiet about Smash Brothers for Wii U because they don't want to overshadow the 3DS games. So I'm expecting in a few weeks' time they're going to have to start opening up at least a little bit on something specific to console version.
Yeah, well, I mean, that game, if it comes out November 21st in North America, then it's less than 2 months away. So, I would say...
No, you've got to start.
Yeah. Yeah, and
I think there's no doubt that it's going to have an impact on the sales of the console version. I think that perhaps they should have switched them if they were worried about impacting the Wii U sales too much. And perhaps release the Wii U version first, but maybe it was not possible for Because the 3DS version was easier to put together? I don't know.
Well, and the 3DS version has been a big hit in Japan.
Right.
So,
Right.
And it was always going to do better in Japan than the Wii U version.
Of course.
So, whereas I think
We'll see.
in America, yeah, the Wii U version could ultimately do better, especially if it moves a lot of hardware, which we think that it probably will. So
It would have to, I think, but that's the unanswered question, will it?
Greg, the chat wants to know where you stole that Yoshi amiibo from.
Oh.
I don't have amiibo. It's not an amiibo. It's funny, this is a soft vinyl figure that I posed long ago from its neutral position to have its arms kind of outstretched like that, and that is quite similar to the pose that is in the amiibo. I think
Well, on the bright side, you won't have to worry about that with your amiibos because you won't get to pose them anyway. So, Nintendo's taking all that concern.
Is that something that appeals to you, Greg? Amiibo?
I mean, not a great deal. I would have to hear a lot more about what it's going to do, how it might be worth having for other. Because it's not just Smash Brothers, is it? It's going to be other games and all that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of in wait and see mode with that. Obviously, if the figures themselves look good, that's a big help. But it's going to have to be more than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess for me, it's nothing good can come of it. That's just I don't see how they do anything that befits how I play games. And if they show something, I'll be open to the idea. But so far, they haven't.
I think it makes more sense like for kids, of course, because it kind of sounds like a fun version of what you're supposed to do with your N64 controller packs. Take them around your friend's house and all that kind of stuff. And you're much more likely to do it when it's a colourful, cool-looking figure than those grey little things that went in N64 controllers. So I can see that, but obviously that does not really apply to me or to you over there.
Well, and I feel like that idea they never did anything with that either. So I mean, I feel like this is ground that
I think it's got to take off before they push it further, and I guess you'll have to take the figure selling well before they push the boundaries of it.
Yeah, well, I don't know. They've had like such high attach rates with the Wii U, the balance board, and then they didn't really do much with it.
They didn't do much with that either. No.
Yeah. I mean, they've done that so often. They'll send out a piece of hardware of some sort and then just abandon it after one game or one.
Right.
Yeah, they always kind of want stuff to be able to succeed on its own sort of merits. Just like this product will be a worthwhile venture just by it selling its own units. It. That doesn't mean they won't necessarily do anything more with it, but they certainly don't have to.
I like that the Wii U has a feature where the screen will dim if it's not been touched in a while, and it includes that during video chats.
Well, it's to save battery.
Yeah, I've already noticed that a few slide touches of the D-pad.
Yep.
I don't know. It could be a financial success for Nintendo if. I don't know, the kids buy the Disney figures and the...
it looks like it will be.
Yeah. I think it'll do well.
I think, as long as the figures look as good as they seem to in publicity shots and all that kind of stuff, I mean, the price doesn't prove to be a bit too rich for the market that's interested in them, then, it could be a big money spinner, but whether it really adds anything to the scene is another...
Yeah. James, are there any questions yet? Any?
There's a couple I don't intend to ask.
Oh, okay.
They want to know. So I mean, right now I think people are more commiserating on both the release of the Amiibo and the timing of the 3DS and Wii releases of Smash Brothers.
Wow.
So it's not really a big conversation at the moment.
Yeah, sure.
But I'll throw it out there and say you can. We will take questions and knock yourself out, guys.
Yeah. Greg, I wonder if the Yoshi's Woolly World is still your most anticipated game of next year. Was it ever? I mean, I think I recall from E3 that you were pretty interested in it. I know I was.
Well, of course I'm interested in it. I do enjoy 2D platforms in general. You've got the Good Feel Angle, who made Wario and Kurt Beyond, so I like those games too. So it's a nice confluence, but 2015 is still kind of a bit amorphous in my mind. I mean, Yoshi's Woolly World's more known quantity for it, but something like Star Fox. which we don't know a lot about. It's kind of just a prototype thing at E3, but it could be tremendously exciting, or it could be, an aborted thing. I mean, I don't know how to approach that, really.
Yeah, Star Fox, it's hard to say really anything about, but
we can't.
It's exciting that they're making something called Star Fox that's original and ostensibly coming out.
Absolutely. Well, and the other thing for me next year is there's going to be 2 Xenoblade games released in the same year.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I mean, that's pretty crazy, right?
Actually, on that end, we actually haven't spoken to you since the new 3DS was announced.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Pontificate.
Well, I mean, I was very much expecting some sort of new hardware version around this time. It's sort of in that cycle, isn't it, that we've had over years with portables. I think the interesting thing is the fact that it will be more powerful and have, therefore, potentially unique software that the regular 3DS doesn't have. The DSi, of course, did this.
Right.
But there was an obvious sort of line of demarcation in it, in which, basically the stuff that was exclusive to DSi was digital. It was the stuff that was on the DSi shop.
Yeah.
With this, it's not going to be such a clean distinction, so it does run the risk of splitting the market and being messy, and unfortunately, Nintendo's had awful trouble with, people were confused about what 3DS was, and then there was even more confusion about what Wii U was, to add this into the sort of growing melange of 2DS and new 3DS. I mean, it's getting a bit silly, but I'm a bit concerned about that in terms of for the commercial sort of ramifications. But for me personally, I think I would be interested in getting one eventually, but probably not for a while. It's been about a year since I got my XL. I can probably at least wait another.
Yeah, I'm very concerned about the name of the system. And we were talking about it the other night, and I kind of said, this is exactly the kind of thing where you need your local branches in the different regions to be involved in.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And, if they're going to have region locking and you can't play games from one region on the other anyway, then why can't they have different names? Why can't they call it... I mean, they already call it LL in one region and XL in another system. Why not call it New in Japan and, I guess, Australia now? And
3DSi
or whatever. Anything is better, because new Nintendo 3DS is just... It's so confusing.
Yeah.
And it really tells you nothing about it.
Of course, I mean, in Japan, they don't have the 2DS. It's not quite such a jumble like it's going to be else.
It's even more crowded marketplace over here. Yeah, and as James pointed out, I mean, new is an inherently bad name for a system like that because it won't be new a year later, and in fact, at some point, it won't be the newest 3DS either. So,
I will, I mean, if you want them to regionalize the names, just go ahead and let them use the Japanese name for all the regions. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll sound mysterious. Atashi 3DS.
Yeah, that'd be better.
No, it wouldn't.
I mean, maybe.
No, it fucking wouldn't.
Maybe better. But, yeah, I mean, the things we've heard about the power level of the new system are exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're exciting. A lot to be seen, I think, about that and the real implications for that and, is this the actual new handheld platform? Or is it some kind of weird bridge, hybrid thing? It sounds like it. But yeah, I'm really curious.
I think also you have to consider the fact that, while the 3DS does very well in Japan, is clearly the top platform. It's not selling at the levels that the DS was.
Sure.
They probably make them even more eager to just put out anything that would encourage people to double dip or triple dip, whatever it is at this point. Just keep that hardware business ticking over, because the kind of trajectory that it's on, it would just keep sort of trickling even further away from the kind of unit sales that they were projecting before, which of course they've a terrible habit of over-projecting.
Right. It was always a long shot just because of the price of the 3DS right from the start. Even once they dropped the price, it was always higher than the DS and much less mass market. They thought that the 3D effect would be a much bigger draw than it was, and it was always, I don't know, kind of maybe not impossible, but unlikely that they could reproduce the success of the DS with another handheld that's very, very similar, I thought.
So from chat, if we were going to name the 3DS, the new 3DS, hit it.
You know mine.
Yeah.
3DSX?
Yeah, just 3DX.
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 Yeah, cool name.
It's simple and it's different, and it's not going to get. I mean, it sounds a little bit like 3DS, but it's different enough that I think it works.
What about the 3DDS? I don't know. I've got no idea. That's why I don't name things.
I don't know.
You can't go with 4DS.
Yeah.
I don't think
That just doesn't work.
No.
Good.
I mean, the hilarious thing about 2DS is that it does actually mean something.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So
it is a well-named system.
Yeah, it's eerily appropriate, which is why I couldn't believe they actually went with it.
It's cognizant of the reality of what that device is.
It feels like whatever they actually named the 2DS, we would have called it 2DS like as a nickname or a joke. So they just went ahead and called it that.
I mean, you could call it the 3DS Plus.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the problem is that at least in English product naming, it seems like suffixes are more the way to go. You have some kind of thing that you can iterate on at the end of the name.
Oh, yeah, so you can call it 3DS New.
Yeah, but you don't add prefixes. I mean, Apple did this with the new iPad, and it was a total disaster, and everybody hated it.
Yeah.
So why would you walk down that path again? I don't understand.
3DS Paperwhite.
But
sure.
Yeah.
3DS E-Ink.
Yeah.
Wait, was it the Firebird or Fire? No, I don't know. 3DS Fire. Fire is cool.
Fire is cool.
As we hear a siren outside.
Yeah, you could call it the Extreme 3DS.
No.
3DS Extreme.
3DS Extreme, 3DX for short.
Oh.
Still like it.
Awesome. Marketing by NVIDIA.
Yeah.
The 3DS Redskins. They've lost that trademark.
3DS Shield.
That trademark's gone, so yeah, it's the 3DS Washington Redskins.
You're a terrible person.
It's the best name.
You're a
So-
terrible person.
I'm a wonderful human being.
Should I ask someone, Flex Yoshi asks if Greg played La Mulana. I'm not sure why.
La Milana was that?
Yeah.
I do own it. Yeah, I got it on my Wii U with one of the rare sort of Wii games.
I own a lot of games.
I haven't played it a whole lot. I probably played like a couple of hours. But other stuff kind of got in the way. It's tucked away on that Wii menu rather than on the Wii U menu for all my other stuff. So it just doesn't have the foot traffic effect.
Right.
But I like what I played so far.
I was actually, I don't remember if I was telling you guys or someone else recently that it's really a failing, I think, of the Wii U menu system that it doesn't show your Wii games just as like a shortcut link.
Right.
Even if it would have still had to boot into Wii mode to load that game up, they should really like surface those things, because then you'd be much more likely to play them.
Absolutely.
But the Wii menu...
Yeah, I don't know if that's meant to make you want to pay the upgrade fee for the virtual console games, or something. It's all a dastardly ploy to get you money.
I mean, they haven't really been pumping them out, so... Who knows?
Oh.
Is that his man beam?
Yeah.
It's his head of hair.
Great.
That's great.
All right, so Greg, I have a question. Go ahead.
I wish the lines were in yellow so we could say it was head gold.
You can change the color. Get on it. Change the color. I can't reach you from here.
It's not head gold, it's red gold.
I don't think we can.
You can.
Well, you do it then.
Yeah, I think the drawing tools are not very sophisticated here.
It's
So.
very limited.
Great. Perfect.
Oh, man.
Jesus, don't do me like that. What the fuck, John?
Does Greg do any other public gaming appearances or writings other than the occasional RFN guest spot? Well, there was that magazine that you, like the... It was
Yeah,
a
I was asked to appear on the Retro Collect podcast. That was not. That was just something that came up because someone wanted to put me on. I don't have anything that's done sort of of my own initiative, as it were.
That show's called Retro Collect FM. and I guess it came out a couple months ago. And I listened to it. And I thought it was really interesting, especially the insight into the British gaming publications of, I guess, the late 90s. It sounded... What?
It's an interesting piece of publishing.
James loves them. Fuck.
Yeah, well, there were aspects of those magazines that sounded incredibly appealing and very different from what we had here in America. So I found it very educational, and it was fun to listen to. And of course, Greg is good on it, as always, but it was a good episode.
Mm-hmm. So nothing else planned? No articles or, I don't know, some feature?
No, nothing.
No. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So anyway, Greg, with the 400th episode weekend here, of course, we wish you were here, and it's too bad that's not possible. But if you were here, what would you want to do? What do you think we should do?
Oh, well, I'd really love to watch you all play Super Ghouls and Ghosts. That would be so much fun.
So, yes.
We can't actually do that.
I'm just gonna cover my shame right now.
I think we've proven today that that's an impossible dream.
No way.
I did enjoy. I
can't remember what it was on RFN that I described as like the thing at the end of the fly that's half telepod and it needs to be shot in the face. And talking about that Super Ghouls and Ghosts playthrough.
It was bad. I mean, I will admit openly that was a bad playthrough by all of us.
Yeah.
It was early in the morning. Other excuses.
It's not exactly streaming fodder, to be fair. I mean, if I had been streaming my playthrough of Ghosts and Goblins Arcade, I don't think anybody would have survived until the end. It nearly destroyed me, so I can't imagine anybody watching.
We were very close to destroying each other. If that makes you feel any better.
Yeah, I heard a whole lot about how well James knows that level, and then I didn't really see him get that far in it.
Hey, I do know all those fucking chests, though. I did.
You sure do.
I did know them all.
That's useful.
I forgot the first chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy to do.
Impressive stuff.
Well, and knowing that if you get out of sync, you're going to get wizarded pretty much every time. Which is not.
But it was kind of like a team returning the opening kickoff for a touchdown and then losing 56-7.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, it is. So, Greg, is there any other games that you think would have been apropos for the current situation?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some good foreplay stuff. I did jokingly reference in one of the screen chats the Goemon's Great Adventure sort of secret four-player mode.
Oh, no.
It's made for two-player co-op, but there's some sort of way of getting four players in there with the other two Goemon characters, making so I would just love to see that tested out. I don't think that was ever probably going to happen, was it?
Probably not. No, I mean, if you had a copy, we probably could have done it. I have to ask, as someone who knows quite a bit about, especially the N64 generation. Although, to be fair, not as much as some other people apparently. What did you think of streaming the N64's 5th best RPG last night? Have you got a chance to see that?
I saw some of that. Well, Saw is probably overstating it given the brightness levels.
Yeah, it's not so much a game you see as a game you witness.
It was that was a thing. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's somewhat harrowing. The music was kind of getting to me towards the end of that, I gotta say.
Yeah.
I'm proud of myself.
At one point, I had to leave to go pick up some more N64 controllers that I had left at a friend's house. I came back. I couldn't believe they were still playing it. And it appeared that you'd made zero progress while I was gone.
That's not true. We actually got more lost inside the castle.
Yeah, we had been in plenty of other dark rooms prior to that. Believe me.
Oh my god!
When I exported that,
you're an expert.
I did an export to YouTube of that clip this morning, and I had to write in the description. It really is that dark. Don't adjust your monitor.
Knock stuff out if you want to.
24 hours later, still 0 views.
Yeah, well, that's what it deserves.
It'll pick up. It'll pick up. It's fun. It's fun. It's a good game. It's a good game.
No,
Yeah.
it's not at all. A good game.
GG.
It's a garbage game.
GG.
Good going.
Yeah.
So, Greg, I have an announcement. We're going through the stuff we've been playing. So, just as a thought, how did you feel about, say, John Lindemann trying to play Spirit Camera at night?
But that's impossible.
What the hell? That does not. It doesn't look like night through the 3DS camera during the day. I can't imagine it's really going to work.
Well, I think that's part of the charm.
The charm. Looking at stuff not work for half an hour is not that much fun.
But
Disagree entirely.
no one signed up for half an hour of that.
Oh, okay.
No.
We'll try it. So that's one of the games James spoiled a little bit, but that's fine. We're gonna, when we get back from dinner tonight, we're gonna be doing some video taping here. I bought a camera it's in the budget for RFN 400, and it's mostly to do a video in the studio tomorrow of the recording. And the studio assured me that they were gonna try to set it up to make it look nice, and we'll have good lighting and everything. So someone will want to watch that, I assume, but. For tonight, I figured while we have it, we spent this money on the camera. I did a test and it seems to work. So we're gonna shoot some video of games that we can't stream for various reasons. So we're gonna do Spirit Camera, which is one of the kusoge that James is inflicting upon a
no,
stoner.
Not fair. I am gifting them what they asked for. They just didn't know it.
Granting their wish, but be careful what you wish for.
So speaking of DSi, what is Spirit Camera a DSi exclusive or
no? 3DS.
It's a 3DS. Okay,
Yes.
but there was a similar game that was exclusive to DSi, right?
Spirit Hunters or whatever.
Spirit Hunters. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I think we're gonna do Spin the Bottle, Bumpy's Party, which is, I mean, we could stream it, but there's nothing to stream. Like the stuff on the TV is nothing. So we're gonna try to set up a camera and do some of that, and then. There's a few other options.
Some entertaining stuff to watch, I'm sure. Yeah. Probably more fun to watch than to actually, I don't know, and more embarrassing to play.
Yeah.
Promise that.
Yeah.
You're probably pretty
Muscle
embarrassing
March.
to watch.
So
that's
Muscle March is tempting.
Yeah, that would be a streamer that we could maybe do tomorrow, but
Enjoy your massage.
well, I guess Muscle March might actually be good to do on video since you could see us doing all the.
I think you could stream it and then release the video of it later as well.
Yeah, we could do that too.
Yeah. Enjoy your massage is a pretty good choice, John. It's inspired.
Yeah.
That would mean I'd have to download it on my system.
Welcome to the club.
Which I'm not thrilled about.
I am a two-time member. Two-time.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with that phrase.
Wow.
A two-time member of the massage club.
Two-time member.
So good, enjoy
your
Unfortunately, we do not have a copy of We Dare. Wasn't that like a
Europe only?
Europe only, yes.
So not to spin into too much into like a new business segment,
Web
but
of seduction. Is that what you were going to say?
ladies. So Greg, coming somewhat in the chat. So what games are you most excited? It's for all of us, but I'll ask Greg first. What games are you most excited for this year for any platform? Because it is a little bit of a light year because a lot of stuff got pushed out till early next year or even later next year.
Yeah, well, including Captain Toad in Europe.
Oh, that's right.
Early next year, which would have been high on the list because it's EAD Tokyo. That's something I'm going to look forward to a lot. Smash Brothers is going to be dominant. It's difficult.
Sure.
For me, I am looking forward to Bayonetta. I think that's going to be good. I enjoyed Wonderful 101 so much. I've got faith I'm going to enjoy that. And I know you saw it got a 10 in Edge recently.
What got a 10?
So Bayonetta 2 got a 10 in its review magazine. So start the hype train.
Great.
From Edge, that's hard to believe.
Well, yes.
I mean, that is hard to believe.
Yes.
From Edge.
This is your ears.
So, yeah,
those are my ears.
Yes.
Yeah, let's
kind of messed up.
Jesus Christ. All right, let's roll it through
Back.
and get the rest. John, what are you most excited about this year?
This year is Smash Bros. Of course. Let's see. Advanced Warfare. The jury's out for me for that. I'm sort of like.
I'm really curious about that.
I'm curious about it. I'm debating because from what I've seen of it, it looks sort of like a blend of Titanfall and Destiny, and with Call of Duty. But I don't know.
I don't think there's a whole lot of Destiny in there.
Yeah, some stuff, some of the Blink stuff they take from it, but yeah, that World of Warcraft. Let's see. That's pretty much it.
World of Warcraft? Is there a new?
Yeah, there's a new expansion coming out.
Oh, okay.
So that's a big one. So
I was distracted. What was the question? What we're looking forward to?
Game most excited this year, any platform, go.
Maybe Bayonetta 2. Looks fun. Looks great. You get both games at the same time, so I'm going to play through the first one as Star Fox, and then gosh, it looks crazy. Looks crazy, and I haven't really played many of those combo-based, character action games, so I'm looking forward to it.
Johnny?
My Smash Brothers for Wii U, by far, assuming that actually comes out this year, but by far. And after that, I'm trying to think, on 3DS, what is even coming out on 3DS for the rest of the year? Is Smash?
Remake.
Fantasy Life.
None of those. Yeah, I am looking forward to Smash Brothers here in a few days. But for me, that's really... I'm pretty sure I am going to get it, but I think it's just to tide me over until the Wii U game comes out. I have a feeling I won't play it much after that, unless they do some kind of weird feedback loop thing that makes me want to go back and forth. On other platforms, I guess maybe Shadow of Mordor sounds like it's the real deal, so I'll be curious to check it out. I don't know for sure. I'm not the biggest Lord of the Rings fan, but I like it well enough, so
I'm skeptical of it.
I'm curious about that.
It's definitely done more in terms of reviews than I expected, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I guess for just to round up the set, Smash, for me, obviously, I think everybody's pretty...
Oh, Emberblade said Persona Q. I forgot about that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, Persona Q.
Steal his thunder.
God damn it, you had your turn. And then, actually, some of the Citizens of Earth, when I got the demo of that at E3, I really enjoyed it. That was actually kind of a fun game.
I'm surprised you're interested in that, considering your feelings on Earthbound.
Because it's not like Earthbound. It's way more like, hey, I'm going to just barter with people to get them to join this dumb party.
So did you talk to the guy there?
Yeah.
The director who was giving the demo?
Yeah.
He mentioned Earthbound at least 2 or 3 times when I was talking to him.
But when I played it, I didn't get the same things, but I don't like about Earthbound from that game.
Okay. It reminded me a lot of Earthbound, so I'm surprised that you feel that way. But the battle system is different. So.
Yeah, that was one of the things I really liked about Earthbound. And I just didn't like the world. Ultimately, is my big issue with it.
You don't like the world.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it.
So you said if this was only set in the real world, where you're playing the real vice president of the world.
Yes, and you didn't spend a million years in the swamp. Yeah, I'd be super thrilled with it. Yeah, that would be a much better game.
That does look cool, though.
Don't forget Demon's Crest. That's the real
answer.
That's my real answer.
Yeah, we don't know if it's coming this year, though. Capcom waited so long.
I'm pretty confident. Gargoyle's Quest 2 is already out here. I think we're on course, but could be tied into Halloween or something. I know we've got Castlevania games coming up.
That makes sense.
That's got to be an October release. Got to be.
It's coming soon, and it's
And I could pretend it's to round up my picks. I could pretend it's not exciting me, but yeah, the Ace Attorney remake is. I'm going to buy it the first day it's out. So
I'll probably get those. So I've still haven't played any of the Ace Attorney games.
Yeah.
Because I thought I would after I enjoyed Ghost Trick so much, but it's always been like, which is going to be the best, what to start with, and you're looking for cartridges and stuff, or I didn't really want to do it on WiiWare when that was a thing.
Those are garbage.
So it seems like the best way to...
Yeah. And it's a lot of money for a re-release of a game, but it is a re-release of 3 games, so to an extent you can almost let them get away with it.
Although obviously we already know about the Great Ace Attorney and Sherlock Holmes and all that, so hold out for that.
If that were coming out,
get localized.
Yeah, that's my nightmare. And that does not get localized.
So, Greg, since you mentioned it, have you tried Gargoyles Quest 2? Does that interest you?
Yeah, I actually own the Game Boy version as well. I got that a couple of years ago. I bought the cartridge for a pretty reasonable price in good condition in the box and everything. The thing about the Game Boy version is that, as you might imagine, it's the screen real estate is an issue because it was an NES game first. So even though, of course, the original Gargoyles Quest was a Game Boy game, and that had some problems with the visibility, this is even more problematic in some places. And obviously the presentation isn't as nice. But it does have 2 extra levels compared to the NES game, and I still really enjoy playing through it. But I got it on Virtual Console anyway to just see the other side and enjoy the music and all that kind of stuff, and a bit more playable. And yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's not a great deal different from the first one, but I think just they've ironed out some kinks that will have the whole random encounter thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The bosses are kind of work a little bit better, maybe because on the NES version they did have more screen to work with, so just the fights feel less cramped. I like it a lot, but Demon's Crest is still the main course.
And I can't remember if you've played Demon's Crest before.
No, I've never played it. That's why it's so
so great.
You're gonna. I mean, you like Mega Man X, don't you?
Yeah, the X and X2, I've played those, enjoyed those.
Although the comparison is always, because it's more maybe exploration focused, and it's not as fast paced.
Right.
Firebrand is not as acrobatic as Mega Man X is. It's still fun. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, it is. That's the closest touch point, but you're right. It is also very different, and it's its own thing. But if you've played, I haven't played Gargoyles Quest 2. I'm really excited because the first one on Game Boy is easily one of my favorite Game Boy games. I love it.
Yeah.
But even knowing that, yes, it's a little janky and you have to kind of cheap it, a little bit. Some of it's just pretty glitchy. But I'm thrilled to play an NES version of that in color, and I can't wait. But Demon's Crest is one of those Super Nintendo games that I've been evangelizing for years and years and years because almost no one's ever played it.
Yeah.
And it's really...
I kid you not, going back to 2006, it was one of the games I was most looking forward to coming out on Virtual Console.
Nice.
I was very interested in it,
Sad.
It's an import game where there's only so much money, a very expensive Primal's game, so it didn't happen at the time, and I just thought, that's good. And who would have guessed it would take this long?
Yeah, really. But I'm so glad they're doing it. I mean, I have to give Capcom a lot of credit for... Yes, because they've continued to...
Hey, at least they did it.
They have had a really good year on Virtual Console this year. They've released a lot of games that they've never released before. And they're continuing to do that. They've announced games in advance that they're bringing out to Virtual Console, which I don't even remember the last time anyone did that.
Yeah.
So I give them a lot of credit for that, and Konami as well. Konami's had a really good year on Virtual Console. So
yeah.
I don't want to overstate it, but I do feel like this year for Virtual Console has been better than last year and several years prior, since at least the initial crop of 3DS stuff where they were actually doing some of these Game Boy Color games that are really good and some of the original Game Boy games, but that has slowed down to almost nothing.
I mean, I'm interested to ask you something about it. Well, what do you think is behind the 3DS Virtual Console in Japan?
My guess is that it probably just wasn't selling and they decided it wasn't worth the effort.
I find it very interesting that they doing 3 games a week on Wii U Virtual Console, which has a much smaller install base than the 3DS. And now, there's plenty of games that could be coming out on 3DS. For instance, the PC Engine stuff. They did, I think, about 4 PC Engine games on 3DS Virtual Console in Japan, and then stopped while it's continued apace on Wii U. I find that very odd. And I wonder if there's something else behind it, maybe a reboot of the service when the new 3DS arrives or something. I mean, it just So, if you think that's going to drive Wii U adoption rate, that sounds like cutting your nose off to spite your face. I don't.
Well, I mean, it's in Japan. The console situation is really strange, just because of the Xbox One launched and nobody knew about it. The PS4 launched, but games have still been very sparse in Japan, especially. Wii U actually still doesn't sell well, but relative to the other consoles, it sells okay.
It's the best-selling console in Japan.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's here tracking about the same as PS4, like a bit under 10,000 units.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe their philosophy is, well, if we accept that maybe the 3DS Virtual Console wasn't selling well in Japan, maybe that's their reasoning then. Well, there's not a ton of games on Wii U. Maybe we can get more bang here. I don't know.
I just find it, I mean, at some point they have to do, I would assume they will do something with the sort of cross-buy situation. They have the capability now. You get, for instance, with over here, there's eShop games that like SteamWorld Dig. For instance, if you have the 3DS version, you can get the Wii U version at a discount. So that's no real different from doing something with like the virtual console games which they already have for upgrading from Wii to Wii U. Yeah, I mean, I think they've got to do something with cross-buy at some point, and maybe that explains why they're sort of killing it off in Japan.
Maybe, and also, yeah, the new 3DS thing. Maybe some games are harder to emulate on 3DS than Wii U.
I would expect so. And so, well, with the new 3DS, if the architecture of it is more like the ones that Nintendo's been using on their consoles for a while, then it stands to reason that maybe they can use the same emulator code base on both.
Hey.
So then you start to enable things like crossfire.
You're stretching things that
Wait,
way.
yes, it's pure conjecture, but you know.
It's a question from the chat from Klexioshi. John, why are you clutching your 3DS like your manhood? Okay.
One and the same.
Because it's hard to keep it close to my heart.
Yeah.
So tucked in here.
No.
Oh.
That's too far.
That's just a microphone.
I'm
He's a
sorry.
professional broadcaster.
Check. Great. Check. Jesus.
This thing on.
Oh my god.
Gone. Sorry.
It's about what, 5 in the morning there, Greg? 3, excuse me, 3.
Really?
It's much too late for this.
Whatever this is. Looking for it. Hey, is it Saints Cowboys on tomorrow? I'm gonna have to be.
Oh god.
So he's staying
So
up
you're
late.
gonna get really drunk is what you're telling me. Because that's what you need to get ready for that. Yeah. It's Alright, so a question from the chat. This one is maybe a bit open-ended.
Maybe should be our last one.
Yeah, it's maybe a bit open-ended, so maybe speak in really general terms. The question is, in the last 8 years since this thing that we have labeled in the shape of Portland over here, or in the shape of Oregon over here, we have been doing, Nintendo's changed considerably as a company. What do we think in the next 8 years? And I guess I'm going to limit you guys to about 2 or 3 sentences.
So what they should do over the next
No,
few
what they
years,
will
or
be.
What will happen?
Where they will be.
Yeah.
What they will be.
Prognostication.
Yeah.
I still don't think they're going to be a high-tech company. Like, they're not going to be regarded like Apple or any company like that. I don't know. I think maybe they're going to go back to more toy-like products. But also there's a whole quality of life thing that I'm not sure where that's going. I just don't see them ever trying to go the Microsoft and Sony route and making basically a PC box that runs Nintendo games.
It does seem like they're diversifying a little bit. I mean, they've made overtures to that effect, but we'll see. I think Amiibo might be one of the first plays in that territory because I always talk about, well, what can it do for my games? Why would I want to use this? But I think for most people who actually are going to buy Amiibos, they don't really care that much what it does. They just like the toys.
Right.
And I think Nintendo is seeing this stuff with their licensing deals that there's a lot of money to be made just by making good use of their properties. And so all these comparisons that people have always made to Disney have never really made a lot of sense to me. But I think now Nintendo is actually moving more in that direction. They've already been leaning more on their franchises and actually trying to capitalize on that stuff. And that's not necessarily what I would like them to do, but I think it's money on the table that they'd be stupid not to take. So as long as they do that and then they enable better and newer and more original games with the money that they make on that stuff, then I don't mind it. You know, I don't have to buy that stuff. But it seems like they're kind of heading in that direction.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. I mean, as long as those types of products don't really pull away anything from their video game roots, I mean, I'm fine with it. I mean,
bring back the cereal.
Yeah, I mean,
cereal system, breakfast system.
Yeah, the Nintendo cereal system.
Yeah, but see, even stuff like that. I mean, that stuff is so widespread now that I just kind of laughed at it. You know, like I remember, you know, Pac-Man cereal. There was all kinds of cereal all the way back in the day.
Absolutely not. No Pac-Man cereals. Thank you.
Well, James, what's your answer?
I was there.
You made it. You're in the factory.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I look at them as a company that, if we're talking 8 years from now, we're talking possibly on the cusp of releasing the console or the generation after the next generation.
Sure.
I think at that point, they and probably and quite likely their competitors may have shifted into a different kind of space. Maybe it's a service-based platform. Maybe it's a device that really just gives you access to that kind of service. And maybe they only have the basic device is the same, and it has different form factors that are more usable, as a mobile device or, at home.
That is what I expect to happen. I certainly hope it happens in the next years, that basically there is one Nintendo platform, the portable the console device, but then there's a bunch of different choices in terms of devices that you can have to consume the content that's available through that platform. Yeah. And then you may have a number of different things that kind of interact with the platform, such as the quality of life, your toys angle with an amiibo, whatever replaces the amiibo they were. But just the street, so there isn't this. If you're going to have this hold firm, and I think they will hold firm on the idea that you have to have a Nintendo device to play Nintendo content. They still need to sort of admit defeat in terms of like the way it's currently walled off between console and portable. You have to own two devices to get access to the whole range of Nintendo content. I think in the end they'll still get people to buy a bunch of different kind of hardware because there'll be different devices that have different advantages, like James said. A single platform is what needs to happen, and I think they'll get it, because it's just they have to consolidate what their share of the market.
Yeah, I mean, it cuts down some of your R&D as well, because you're not trying to support two platforms to continually create two.
No, and they've talked about that sort of stuff quite openly, haven't they? That they want to, diminish the sort of difficulties of, some of our developers are used to working on this system, and then they're not really very good at going over to the other one, and all. They want to get rid of these barriers for their own purposes as well. And they've also talked about the licensing stuff that Johnny said. I mean, these are all things that I think we can see they're trending in that direction. I suppose what we don't know 8 years from now is just how this. If you think it's not just Nintendo that's changed a great deal in the last 8 years, but
absolutely
interactive entertainment landscapes. So it's easier to kind of predict where Nintendo's going to go, or where they want to go. What's harder is what might blow them off course in that time.
Right. I mean, you have a situation where, say, Microsoft, one of their three core hardware competitors, their current CEO doesn't really want to be in that business. So, what do they do 4 years from now?
Apparently, Amazon does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe they end up switching places at some point.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of potential for just radical reorienting of the market that they operate in, even without their involvement.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see Nintendo ever buying Xbox, but Amazon sure could. If Microsoft wants to get rid of it, Amazon's the perfect company to buy that, I think. We'll see. They already have Twitch, which we've been enjoying this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Well, I think that's enough, guys. We got to get to dinner. Greg, thanks for chatting with us so late. And
no.
Thanks for your support of the show and everything, man. Again, I really I wish you could be here, but we've been talking about you and thinking about you, and we hope you enjoy all this stupid crap that we're doing.
Dumb garbage.
I appreciate it, and best of luck with the studios tomorrow.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I don't know what to expect. I think, as weird as like this is right now, I think that will be a whole other level of strangeness.
I agree.
And yeah, I hope that we can fill it up with content that is entertaining and not waste our time. It's actually.
If I may,
go ahead.
if I may bow out on a moment of rank hypocrisy,
All right.
don't forget to be succinct.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll be succinct for about 3 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Dear God.
Yep. Okay. Thanks, man.
That's technically.
Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks, Greg, for doing this with us. And we might stream a little bit later tonight, but we'll definitely do some video stuff. So it might be a while.
Cool.
All right. Good night.
All right.
Good night.
End the call from now. I want to stream the ending. Hang up.
What?
The hang up.
Yeah.
Hang it up.
How do I?
I think that one. Yeah.
Goodbye.
All right. Wait 1 second.
That was magical.
Wait 1 second. Wait for it.
Okay.
Is it gonna happen?
Great.
What? Did you ask him to do this?
No, I had gotten warning this was gonna happen.
Answer it.
This is the most anyone has used the Wii U chat in the history of the Wii U chat.
We all have this look on our face like, what? What's going on right now? Like we're being punked.
Oh!
Fail.
I'm really angry.
That's too bad.
Oh, hold on. He's probably gonna try again.
Someone is
There he
trying.
goes.
Oh man, this is absurd.
I kind of like that we're not mirrored right now.
Yeah.
That helps.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a setting that you flipped accidentally or what, but I feel less awkward, like
Oh,
trying
there
to
it
stay in
goes.
frame.
This is freaky. We didn't get this on the open, so I'm glad we got it here. Most people have probably never seen that open. Hey.
Hey,
You're underwater.
what's going on?
I'm underwater.
Hey, man.
Well, luckily I'm in the Netherlands, so it's a literally country underwater. So
That's true. So you're up late as well. You must be enjoying Fatal Frame and everything else, right?
yeah, tonight I was a bit more questing with Fantasy Life with a couple of friends because now it's out in Europe, so I got to play more multiplayer, which is amazing.
It does have colors.
I get. Or can you change the color, or is it just different every call?
Sure.
Is that it?
Sure.
It might be different every call.
Great.
Oh.
Oh!
What the hell?
He has different color as well.
Awesome.
It's
Whoa.
Oh, so you can change it.
We should know. We're dealing with an expert, guys.
Yeah.
We're
This
dealing
is
with an
The
expert
stick.
here.
Okay.
the stick. Of course. Why wouldn't you try the stick? Oh.
Oh wow, this is something.
This is... It's like it's being made to play.
And we were making
Emerging
fun.
gameplay.
It's emerging
We
gameplay.
were making
Yeah.
fun of Nintendo's technology.
On the bright side, I'm over here without letters on me, so...
Yeah.
Babies.
So Don, we were about to go to dinner. We probably can't chat for very long, but anything you want to say before we go?
What do you I don't want to say? Don't buy Angry Bunnies.
Okay.
I wasn't
Don't
gonna.
buy the letter.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
I've heard.
Buy Art of Balance on Wii U.
Dubai.
Do buy.
Okay.
Buy Fantasy Life if you are in Europe.
I will.
It's coming pretty soon.
Soonish,
right?
Yeah. It's
October
pre-ordered.
24th in North America.
Isn't that game just like a massive grind, though?
Not really. It is, I would say there are 12 different jobs, so you can kind of pick and choose what you kind of want to do. And some are kind of grindy, I will give you that, but not all of them. Like, I had a ton of fun with, for example, the Paladin, just walking my way through the story with that one.
Okay, cool. That's good to hear.
Yeah, and your character runs on one level and every job runs on another, so you can kind of switch on the fly and do whatever you like.
Oh, that's so. It's not like you have to reset every time you want to try something different.
No. You can just go to the guild office and choose another job, get the license, and switch whenever you like.
But you're still going to spend hundreds of hours playing this and leveling up.
I currently played roughly 60.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I mean, if for an RPG that's what you're going for, that's that's fine.
Sure.
It depends.
And I started playing it at the end of August, so that's roughly a good chunk of numbers a week. I can't even remember. It's been busy.
It's been about a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been about a month.
Okay.
Cool.
But Jeff, you were asking about Fatal Frame. Fatal Frame is an interesting one. I only played like the first 2 hours of it. And I really like it, but
It's Fatal
there are
Frame.
not too many scary moments in it yet. I feel it was more atmospheric than scary, which I like. It's still a pretty good game, but like the moments that has been really scary, like upfront scary, has been a bit sparse for me.
And how are the controls?
Ooh, good question. Because that Wii game, we always heard it had such terrible controls.
Yeah.
I heard some things.
Well, I didn't really like the controls in Fatal Frame 4, but I did really like them in Project Zero 2 or Fatal Frame 2, at least in Europe here. But the Wii U one uses the gamepad for camera obscura. So when you are attacking ghosts, you have to move it's basically probably sitting in the office seat because you have to move the camera around either with the stick or with the motion controls and move it across enemies, point it at objects and such. It's super, super interesting.
So it's like the unofficial sequel to Pokemon Snap.
It's a scary sequel to Pokemon Snap.
Awesome.
That sounds good.
I'd play that.
Yeah. I hope this one comes
North
out.
America.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I've never played Fatal Frame, so that'd be fun to get to try that now that Nintendo owns it, right?
You can play a Fatal Frame tonight.
Oh, God.
Is that what you call it, James?
It is part of the Fatal Frame franchise.
Scary.
It is.
That is scary, really.
True horrors.
Okay, Don. Well, thanks for calling, man. I think we got to go, but
it's not.
it's good to see you, man.
I was freaking out.
No, it's not.
Oh, my God.
And the Wii chat's just completely gone to hell.
I think Daan has something to say.
We can't hear you, Don.
Connection was lost. Bye, Don.
I think he wanted to say, no, it's not part of the Fatal Frame series.
It is.
You can't take it back. Okay. Thanks, everyone, for watching. We hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.